my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zendangle teacher. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Zendangle. So for this you just need a piece of paper, a pen, and a pencil. I took a piece of printer paper and I folded it in half so that I've got kind of a nice long rectangle to work on. I'm using a micron plastic nib pen and just a little pencil to help me draw a couple of lines. Okay, hopefully you're ready to go. So I'm going to start by picking up my pen. And we need to make something across the top to hang these dangles from. So I'm going to make a straight line to begin with. And I'm going to go down a little ways and in a little bit. I'm just going to put that line across the paper. And now on each end, I can put kind of like a curtain finial. So I can draw maybe some little orbs just to finish that off. Okay, and then I like to add a curvy line to work from. So I'm going to start just below this line and I'm going to make a backwards and sideways S. So I'm going to go up and down, and then I'm going to come back up over the line and curve it in. It really does not matter what this looks like. You just want a place to hang your strings and dangles from. I started below, I went up and over, down and under, and then I came up and just curled around. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for these top rods, and I'm going to start adding some strings. So to add my strings, because I am a little bit of a perfectionist, I will work on one of these for an hour, and when I'm done, all of the lines are like facing a similar way, and I really want them to go kind of straight down. So I'm actually going to take my pencil and another piece of folded paper or a ruler, whatever you've got laying around near you, and I'm just going to put in a couple of light pencil lines down my paper. It does not matter where these go, but it just helps me keep my lines fairly straight. Just picking a couple of spots. We can erase them later. Just kind of my guide. Okay, I'm gonna pick up my pen again. And please remember, yours does not have to look just like mine, so don't worry too much about placing your lines exactly where I do. It really doesn't matter. It'll all turn out, I promise. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first line over here, and I'm going to follow it down nice and straight. Down, 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 down. I'm going about that close to the bottom. I'll probably end up cutting off this bottom later. I don't think I need to make it that big. And then I'm going to trace my next line. I'm going to stop a little bit higher. And I'm going to trace that last line. Going down a little bit long. Okay, I like having that because now I've got a guide on spacing and a guide on straightness. So that's my start. Okay, now I want to add some more strings coming down, but I need to vary what these look like and how long they are. So I'm going to do a basic wavy line. So I'm going to pick a spot. I'll go next to this middle one. And I'm just going to make a wavy line and stop whenever I want. I think I'll do another one to the left of this line over here. Make it as long or as short as you'd like. Okay, now I'm going to add a couple of zigzag lines. So for my zigzag line, I'm going to go in here. And again, make it as long or as short as you'd like. I'm going to do another one next to the curvy line that I did. And this one, maybe I'll make a little bit smaller zigzags just to add interest. And over here, I'm going to do another one. I like putting all of my strings or lines in first. It gives me an idea of spacing before I start adding all of my cute little embellishments. Okay, now I'm going to do a couple of little loop-de-loop lines. So for that, I'm going to make a loop. If you're not comfortable doing loops, do whatever you'd like. I do not want these to all be equally spaced apart, so I'm putting some really close together. And then a few that have more spacing in between. Okay. Hopefully you've got all those lines in. Now I'm going to go back and add a few more straight lines. So these ones I can make a little bit, closer to things because they don't bump out. So I'm going to put one right along that line. I'm going to sneak one in here. And I'll put one along this side. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to leave a little bit of space for adding other things later. Okay, it's looking good. All right, now we're going to move on to adding some embellishments to these strings. So there's two things that we can add. One is we can add an end to each dangle. The other thing is that we can enhance the strings if we would like. So I'm going to pick one of my straight lines. Maybe I'll do this big one over here on the left. And I'm going to put in basically a mini little heart that looks like two tiny leaves. But I'm really just making a heart. And now it looks like a vine. And since it looks like a vine, I'm going to add a leaf at the bottom as my embellishment, or my charm. I like to call them charms. Just going to make a cute little leaf to finish that off. Okay. I'm going to go to one of these middle straight lines, and on this one I'm going to add little dots all the way down. In Zendangle, that's called bead line. And at the end, I'm going to make this last bead a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to do a medium and a small, and a couple of tiny ones. Now over here, I made a really short straight line. So where that ended, I'm going to add a dot and a line, and a dot and a line, and a dot. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. All right, let's pick another one. I'm going to go to this zigzag line here, and I'm going to, I don't have a plan, I'm just making this up as I go. Let's see, I'm going to put maybe just a little dot inside each of those triangle shapes. Little dots. And at the end, I think I'm going to make a diamond. I'll put a little circle in the bottom. And inside, I'm just going to add kind of a little reflection. So cute. On my zigzag line over here, I kind of want to add a flower. So inside one of these angled areas, I'm going to put the center of a flower. And I'm going to aura it. And add some petals. Look how cute that is. And maybe I will add a couple of those little hearts that make the leaves. And at the bottom, I'm going to put another flower. Just a dark circle with petals all around it. So pretty. These are so much fun to make. Okay, I'm going to add a couple more charms at the bottom of these. So on this wavy one right here, I'm going to draw a moon just by making the capital letter C, or I guess lowercase, they're the same, and then auraing inside. And I'm going to put a straight line down and add a star. And a couple of dots. Make it more whimsical. And since I made that little star down there, I'm going to add some stars to my line. Just to make it cute. All right, I'm going to take one of these loopy ones, and at the bottom where it curves, I'm going to turn it into a spiral. So I'm going to come down here and spiral it in. It's so pretty. On this loop-de-loop one over here, I'm going to do the same thing. And if I want, I can just curve up and make the spiral, or I can make this a little bit longer and make the spiral go the other way. All right, at the bottom of this zigzag, I'm going to put a heart. Hearts are usually the first thing I add as a charm, and I haven't done that yet. I make kind of a long heart. Put a couple dots underneath that. And I'm going to do another heart over here. And at the bottom of that, I'm going to put a teardrop. And a reflection. So see how these charms are ending at different areas on the paper? And again, I'm about that far up. Okay. I've got this big, long, straight line here, and I really like the look of that beading. So I'm going to add some beads, but I'm going to vary the size this time. Some small, some medium, some large. If you have a different idea you would like to do, please, please do it. There are endless options to this activity. And then at the end, what do I want to put? I'm going to put a sunshine at the end. Just going to do a circle and some rays. I like the look of these little leaves on the zigzag, so I'm going to add a few more. Little tiny hearts. Okay, got another straight line over here that I need to do something with. So on this one, I'm going to put some bumps. So I'm going to go like this and just add these curved shapes all the way down it. I don't know why. Just because, just for fun. And at the bottom of that, I'll do a circle and a big circle, another little circle. All right, I have one more straight line over here I just noticed, so I'm just going to put a couple polka dots and a line and a couple of dots. Very simple. Not every line needs to be fancy. All right, we've got about 10 more minutes, so let's add a few more details. In between a couple of these lines, I'm going to put connector lines, and I can't remember what they call these. So basically, I'm just going to pick a spot and go across. I feel like it gives it stability. I'll put one over there. And I'm going to do one more up here. Yours can go anywhere you want. And then from these little bars, we can make them thicker if we want by adding another line. Which I'm just going to go ahead and do on all of them because I like it today. And then we can hang a couple more strings and charms. So I'm just going to do a straight line and a heart. And a straight line and a diamond. Put in whatever you think would be fun. This is just a couple straight lines with a couple of dots at the end. And this last one, I'm going to put one with a leaf again. If you have spaces that you want filled, go ahead and put in another couple of lines. Kind of sit back away from your work for a second and see if you've got any spots that jump out at you that feel like they need something else. And you can always go back to, oh, I'm sorry. And like on this spiral here, I can put a couple of whimsical dots around the outside. I can hang some dots off of a charm. There's so many ways to add cute little embellishments. Okay. The last thing we're going to do is add some things up here. So this is up to you. You can make these very abstract and just do some cool shapes or some cool designs. Or if you would like to draw a little house or a bird or a birdhouse, whatever you'd like to draw. I'm kind of comfortable drawing flowers, so I'm going to add a few flowers. Let's see, I'll put one here. And I'm going to make a circle at the top. And add some petals. I'll do my heart at the bottom to make my leaves. All right, I'm going to do another little flower over here. Same thing, I'm just going to make it a little smaller. And I think I'm just going to add a loop-de-loop. At the top, I'll turn that into a spiral. And another loop-de-loop next to it. I feel like I need something over here. So I think I'm going to go ahead. I like that beaded line look. I'm going to put some beads on that. Alter large, small, large, small. Every time I make one of these, it comes out completely different. So many fun. Look at how much that added. So many fun things you can do. I have a big space here that I can fill. So, trying to think of what I want to do. I think because I've got a couple of flowers going, I'm going to add a flower in there. And I'm going to have it come down from the top because we can. I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to aura it. And add my petals. That filled it up so nicely. I'm going to add a couple of leaves here. And a leaf here. And one more over here. Just like little hearts, except you're bringing that center down all the way to the bottom. And I have this spot here that I can fill, and I don't think I'm gonna draw like a flower or a real object, but I just want to fill it with these curved lines. That's it. If you want to go back and add some details in there, you can. And I just realized I have this end here that just sort of stops. So I'm going to put a heart on there. And a couple of dots coming down. I hope that wasn't too fast or too much. Really, you can keep it as simple or as complicated as you would like. And I feel like anyone who's doing this usually has something that they enjoy. Like they like drawing birds, or they like drawing flowers, they like drawing mice. I don't know. But you put your own creative flair on these, and it's just so much fun. These are wonderful to do for a card topper. They're wonderful to do, I don't know, you can frame them, you can doodle on an envelope, you can put a word in here. I've written the word love or someone's name and done dangles from there. There are so many fun ideas. Okay, so now I just want to step back and just see if I want to add anything anywhere. I don't want it to get so busy that it looks muddled, but I can add things in spaces. So I've got a space here. I'm going to do one of those spirals. And inside these bars that go across, I could do a zigzag. If you want. I feel like over here, this curved line coming down needs something else, so I'm going to put a couple of those leafy shapes. And maybe a spiral coming off of those. On the bottom of my heart and diamond sitting here, I'm going to add some more dots coming off and a reflection. I'll add some orbs or circles inside this bar. A reflection in my heart. Okay, I'm going to stop. I could go forever. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to add a reflection inside my flower. Okay, now I'll stop. So you can leave these black and white, or get out your pens, your paint, your markers, your crayons, your colored pencils, and add color. These are so much fun and so relaxing to sit in color. Sometimes it's fun to draw these on one day, and a couple of days later you come back and then add your color. You can get kind of carried away, so I would stick to just a few colors. And keep adding more details if you want. So many fun ways to enhance this. Okay, and as always, flip your paper over, write the date, write a journal entry about something that's on your mind, on your heart, what's going on in your life right now. It's amazing how these get set aside, and you can come back a year or two later and go, oh my goodness, that was the week that my kids were going back to school, or that's the week I started a new job, whatever's on your mind. And then we always initial our work. I'm not going to initial my work way down here because I'll probably cut the bottom off. So I'm just going to put my name, or my initials, I'm sorry, right there. And if you'd like to make it part of a dangle, you can sneak it in and make it a dangle. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope to make more videos like this with maybe some different themes, and we have our charms all match a certain theme. If you have any ideas that you'd like to see, please comment below. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you.